Hello everyone. We'll see how this goes. Um, been watching everyone's videos on the conceptual clusterfuck that the debate started by Thoughtful Atheist video has become. And Coughlin's video was interesting. Coughlin's latest video, link in the sidebar. In a good way. Other than that, the only thing substantive I came away with is that Gary's videos are, well, when I watch them when I'm sober, I want to chew through my computer's power cord in an effort to make the bad man get off my screen. So I won't be doing that again. As a drinking game, it might be fun. But I've already made my feelings pretty clear on that whole thing. Though I will note that for very different reasons, in this debate, the people we are not hearing from are law enforcement officers, rape victims, rape counselors, psychologists, and rapists, thankfully. So there's a whole bunch of noise about what we know very little about. Let's hope. The other thing is, I've noticed that interestingly enough, of the videos I saw, Mannix the Pirates was one of the most intellectually honest ones in expressing limitations of his knowledge and willing to separate the term advantage from a value judgment. I would like to say that evolutionary advantages are contextual, as several people stated. What is good in one situation is bad in another, or neutral. So, and I have no interest whatsoever in getting into the debate itself at all over whether or not these things are or are not evolutionary advantages. I do also find it interesting how in some threads I have a suspicion that the voices of women in this debate are being shouted down. And I don't know how I feel about that. Not good. But I'll get to talking about what I do know something about, and that's words and people. Specifically the word slut, since that was one of the things that triggered such a response. I find it interesting that an atheist made use of a word that is an absolute moral value judgment as a condemnation, and that many other people, both defenders and detractors, did the same. When, if you do not believe there is an absolute lawgiver, morality giver, whatever, then you're really very limited in what you can arbitrarily assign moral weight to. at least in the way we usually do as a society. And granting for a moment the possibility that in particular cases, a reputation for sexual promiscuity and dressing a certain way, whatever that way may be, could increase the likelihood of rape. And I'm only granting that for sake of argument, for no other reason. I am not asserting it at all, because I don't think it's a relevant factor. In that case, you would also have to be similarly judgmental of joggers for taking the risks that they do of mugging and rape and robbery and assault and personal injury. Let me see. People who play athletics for no pay and no compensation. People who play the lottery. People who go to Vegas and gamble. People who ride bicycles on streets in cities. People who take all kinds of risks. And the point I'm trying to make here is that doing something that is an end of itself dangerous to one degree or another does not in any way create a situation which places some form of culpability on the victim of an intentional act. And placing the blame on them for reasons that a person feels that that person's conduct in other areas of life was reprehensible is pure bullshit. Unless by reprehensible I mean what they do makes me feel oogie. If I place blame on someone for making me feel bad, place the blame of a victim's circumstance because something else they did makes me feel bad, then I'm a fucking douchebag. And you might think I'm speaking in very general terms about circumstances and things outside. You know, what circumstances someone can be a victim. I'm being very general about that. That's, if you're seeing that, you're missing the point. The point I am trying to make is that your personal feelings about the actions of others, totally apart from their consequences, if you are just having feelings about their actions and not about what they are doing to or being done to by other people, then it's your fucking problem. And I would politely suggest that you shut up and go think. Because you're obviously paying too much attention to what other people do and not enough to what's going on inside your head. That is my opinion. I don't plan to get worked up about it. Thank you for your time and attention.